Good morning, Singapore, and welcome to The Big Show. No Big Show TV today. We are so sorry the TV has broken down.
Yeah, we're ordering a new one right now. They're delivering it soon.
Yes, we tried to fix the TV, but we could not fix the TV.
Yeah.
But Dr. Geraldine Tan
I'm
is
in
here.
the studio!
Yes! Thank goodness for that.
Let this be a trend from now on then. She gets scared.
Okay, so today we are talking about dyslexia.
Dyslexia. So we've talked about specific learning disorder. And I thought I wanted to come in here, and thank goodness I came in here, and I wanted to test everybody.
What do you mean? To see if we have dyslexia?
To just run through some of the things that may be signs and symptoms of dyslexia, and for the listeners out there to kind of have a feel of what it might be like.
So can anyone listening in do this test as well? Is that possible? Can we all play along?
Everyone can play along.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
okay.
just that some of it has a little bit of visual, but that's okay.
All right, that should be fun.
Yes.
I love games.
Dyslexia.
Dyslexia. Tell us a little bit more about dyslexia.
Okay. Let's start with learning issues. So a lot of times, I think because this is the WA2 season or the mid-year exam season, now it's like WA2. It's weighted assessment 2.
Right.
I saw Angel's face going.
Yeah, me too. I was wondering what is WA2?
I was like, are we going to Western Australia?
No. So a lot of students are struggling, very, very stressed. And I thought I just wanted to highlight because some of them are genuinely just stressed because of the workload. Some of them are stressed because of learning issues. So learning issues are like your ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. You have your central auditory processing disorder, your specific learning disorder. So your dyslexia, dyscalculia, dysgraphia. So we've talked about those before, but I thought I wanted to deep dive into something called dyslexia. And dyslexia is subsumed into specific learning disorders. So DSM-5 has changed it and included these 3 into the umbrella of specific learning disorder.
Wow, that was a lot to take in.
DSM-5.
You lost me after WA.
Can we just simplify everything?
It's like all these acronyms.
That is what we're doing here.
Describe someone who has dyslexia to me, please.
So dyslexia is a reading disorder. So dyslexia, reading disorder, dyscalculia, math disorder, and then dysgraphia, the motor function. So, the handwriting issues.
Wait, so they can't read?
So they can read, but they have a lot of challenges and a lot of difficulty reading.
Because words get kind of mixed up or upside down or back to front and stuff like that, right?
So if you have dyslexia, chances are you cannot be a radio presenter.
It will be difficult if you have a lot of script to read, and even for those that have like long emails to read, that is also difficult. Yeah.
Okay.
So sometimes.
That means.
Well, if you're going to spell, names wrongly.
Not just that.
words
Breaking news.
wrongly.
Can you put the news out to the nation?
You'll find it challenging.
It will be challenging. Yeah.
So don't come for auditions, please.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Don't waste your time.
So you were saying for kids in school, because it's season of WA2, right?
Yeah.
For those that are undiagnosed, that's even more difficult.
Yeah.
Because there are a ton that are not diagnosed.
There are quite a number of them that are not diagnosed, and they struggle with the reading. So they dislike reading because it's so tough for them.
Yeah.
They find spelling difficult. They find word recognition difficult. Reading a passage, missing lines, skipping words.
Yeah.
So those are the more common one that we hear.
Right.
Okay. And this
Podcasters out there, they can be dyslexic, no problem.
Okay. So this would be the same for any language, right? Even if you read in Mandarin, also the words will kind of get mixed up, and so strokes will get mixed up and stuff like that.
For some of them, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
dyslexia
languages.
is an English thing, not a Chinese.
I don't know.
We diagnosed it in English, but some of them are actually strong in Chinese.
Oh, really?
Because Chinese is a visual language, so they remember it's a pictorial language.
Okay.
So they recognize the words,
the characters,
but like pictures.
Yeah.
Oh,
they're not letters.
Yeah,
I see. Okay.
Yeah. You didn't know that, Angel?
No.
She thought I was joking. No,
Yeah,
just
no,
now.
I did because I was just thinking, is it an English thing? Because there are other languages as well, say Tamil or
Yeah.
Thai or Japanese or Chinese or French.
Only English
You
and
know?
Malay.
So certain,
Because yeah,
What about French and anything that uses the English letters? You're
the
saying?
letters?
The
Okay,
letters.
I thought
yeah.
dyslexia.
Yes. And we were talking about dyslexia, what it is. And, some of the teens, adults, children also do have dyslexia, and many of them go undiagnosed. So I thought I wanted to, just do a little screener. So we have testing and we have screeners. So sometimes when people say, some of the centers say, oh, we'll do a dyslexic screening test for you. Those are only a very short preliminary sort of gauge whether you might have it or not. So those are not formal tests at all and cannot be used anywhere else.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're going to do a very, very short test, and the listeners can also follow. Okay. So do you skip words or lines when reading?
Who are you
Yes.
asking now?
Everyone.
Both of us.
So these are screeners.
Yes.
Okay. Do you reread your lines?
Wait, but I didn't answer your first question.
Oh yeah. Oh, sorry.
What's the
Ignored.
question again? But she didn't say anything
ADHD.
either.
She did.
I said yes.
She said
She's always
yes.
interrupting. I was going to say, and then boom, she comes in
Okay.
and
Do you skip words or lines when reading?
no,
Okay. Do you reread lines?
Sometimes.
no.
Do you lose your place when reading?
Lose my place
As in, you read and
if I'm
then
sitting outside on the sofa and somebody sits in my place, what?
Do I
On the-
lose
in
my
the
place
passage.
on the passage? But I mean, you mean go away and come back to it kind of thing, or while you're reading?
while you're reading.
No.
Okay.
Lose my no, neither do I.
Okay. Are you easily distracted when reading?
Yes.
Do you need to take breaks often?
What define often though?
You
Pee
read,
breaks.
yeah. So more than 2 times in 20 minutes sort of thing.
No.
Okay.
No. I think
Yes,
I can.
for
I
me.
think I can read for 10 minutes.
Not a pee break, but yeah, I do
You
get
have to
distracted a
move
little
and
bit.
fidget.
Yeah, my phone will kind of buzz and
Oh, actually, because I use my Kobo now, which is an e-reader,
Yeah.
my average reading time is 8 minutes because
Okay.
it tells me before I fall asleep.
That's before you
yeah,
fall
that's
asleep.
but I haven't actually tried reading like while being
Well,
awake.
yes.
I still like the physical book.
Do you find it harder to read the longer you continue to read?
I mean, it gets harder as you move along.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I need to stop. I can't do it for a very long time.
Once I'm a little bit bored, I'll fall off asleep.
Okay. This is ADHD. Okay. Do you get headaches when you read?
No,
No.
Do your eyes get red and watery?
no.
Does reading make you
No,
tired?
also. By the way.
Ignored.
Okay. What was the last question?
Does reading make you tired?
No.
Sleepy, yes.
Okay. Do you blink or do you squint when you're trying to read?
No.
No.
Do you prefer to read in dim light?
Yes.
I read in bed, so it's not really a preference.
Me too.
Do
I
you
read in
read
bed.
close to the page?
I do.
No, because I make the font bigger. Because mine, it's capable of doing that.
Yours is Lao Hua.
Yes, correct.
I
yes.
love that's
Yeah.
why I have to put it closer to my face because
but
it's a.
We're talking about those without, Lao Hua.
Oh,
those
just like
without.
regular
Yeah,
eyes? No,
regular
I
and then
read it at a
teeth.
regular distance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you use your finger to track or a
no.
ruler to track?
Only if I'm reading something like super important that I would need to
Okay.
read every word.
Like a
but
contract.
normally, no, yeah, like a contract,
Okay.
something
Okay.
Like your
legal.
big show
Fair
contract.
Yes, that's the one.
Do you get restless, active, or fidgety when reading?
No.
No, why would we?
Yeah, well, so those are just a screener question. So the more yes a person gets, the more likely they might have to have a reading disorder. So it's
Okay.
not a language disorder. So it's very, very different. Dyslexia is a reading disorder.
Okay. Okay. So you
we
can
said
learn
yes to
language.
everything. That means we have some kind of disorder then.
You did not
said
say
yes.
yes, to everything.
We said quite a few yeses.
Yeah.
Quite a few. Yeah.
No,
Good
we
thing she didn't tell us this
Okay, so
at the start.
okay, but we're okay, huh?
Fine.
Are we good? Okay.
Fine.
Okay.
Yes.
That's important.
We can read scripts, so we're fine.
We'll come back with Dr. Geraldine Tan right here on The Big Show. There is no Big Show TV today, in case you're wondering what's going on. The TV is spoiled
And the
today. They're trying to repair the TV. Okay, we'll continue to talk about dyslexia. This is the second time I'm saying dyslexia. No? Dyslexia, right here on The Big Show. Stay tuned. Good morning, Jerry.
Good morning.
So we're talking about dyslexia, and we have TT that WhatsApped into our number 88550920. And TT says, as you know, some have different ways to learn things. Some may read, some visually, some through speech. So how do you know it's just a different way of learning as opposed to a reading disorder?
So we talked about different learning styles, kinesthetic, you have auditory, you have visual learning. So we are talking about a reading disorder here. So dyslexia is a reading disorder. So you need to have a few different difficulties. And with disorder, there is an impairment in certain areas.
And I think what you showed us this morning really helps. So like this person is asking the question, right? If he were to have seen what you showed us on your screen, he would understand what someone with dyslexia sees when he or she tries to read.
So people can look up what you showed us. So basically, Dr. Jerry showed us different screens, say of a passage with a lot of white spaces between sentences and the words kind of moving across the page. And then there was another one where the words were swirling like almost into a whirlpool. Another one where the words faded away to a blank page. So people can look it up. All they have to do is Google Erlen syndrome on the internet, and you'll find
some of the tests there or some of the print distortions.
If that's what I see when I read, that's it. I will give up completely.
Yeah, for sure.
Just basically go for audiobooks.
Right. So now we have audiobooks there. This is an alternative.
Is there a cure to dyslexia?
So if you're talking about the Erlen syndrome, which is a light sensitivity issue, it's part of that. So Erlen syndrome is not a formal diagnosis by itself, and it cannot be used in a formal setting. But it's one of the most easily resolvable issue because you just need to wear tinted lenses.
Not like dotted lenses, filters.
No, filters. So different colors.
Yeah, I see some kids wearing tinted glasses.
So it could be yellow. So those are the lighter ones. So it depends on what your issues are or how severe it is.
I've had parents come up to me asking me whether I have condition because I've always worn tinted glasses.
So tinted glasses will solve it? I mean, they will stop the words from moving?
It will calm the senses down. It would filter some of the light that goes into, your eyes, and it helps you to focus a little bit better.
So it's a neurological thing.
It is a neurological issue. It's part of that whole neurological issues that might cause learning issues.
Okay. Interesting.
That's why you see.
Yeah, so you don't have any issues,
lose it
right?
all the time.
No.
Yeah. More TVs will be broken this morning.
No.
If I were wearing my clear glasses.
So besides the visual one, right, there's also the spelling one, which we say oftentimes they would misspell words.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to test you.
Okay.
Yep. So
Angel, Angel, not Angle.
Yes, that is angle.
It's so bad. Okay. One of the words, conscience.
CONSCIENCE.
Good. Diarrhea.
Oh my God, I always have problems.
DIAHORREA.
No.
There are a couple of ways to spell diarrhea, though.
Yeah.
This one is
DIAHOREA.
The R comes first.
DIAREA. Diarrhea. That's how it should be spelled.
O-E.
For someone who's having diarrhea right now, it's spelled DIE.
Die.
REA. How about that?
Okay. Handkerchief.
HANDKERCHIEF.
Very nice. Confirm no dyslexia. Vacuum. Earlier we were talking about
VACUUM.
I almost wanted to say double C.
Okay, entrepreneur.
Entrepreneur. ENTREPRENEUR.
Very nice. Oh.
Yeah.
You're not bad, yeah.
Not bad. Diarrhea, I always have a problem with.
We're in sync like the Everly Brothers.
Guarantee.
G-U-A-R-N. No, G-U-A-R.
G-U-A-R-A-N-T-E-E.
Yes.
Okay.
Guarantee.
So these are some of the words that the dyslexics tend to misspell because it is quite difficult.
Diarrhea is a difficult one, though. It's like the hardest.
Yeah.
How is it spelled?
So it's with D-I-A-R-R-H-O-E-A.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I never have to spell that in my life, so it's okay.
D-I-A-R-R-O.
H-E-A.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we are going for B-R-E-A-K. And we'll be right back with Dr. Geraldine Tan from the Therapy Room. We've been speaking to award-winning psychologist from the Therapy Room, Dr. Geraldine Tan. We're going to leave how she looks to your imagination today.
I'm sure they've seen enough of her, not enough, but you know what I mean, enough to know what she looks like. Okay,
come, take a selfie,
So today we're talking about dyslexia.
Yes, we
and how
are.
to test it.
Yes, and so for the just before we end, I want dyslexia is an umbrella. So there are many different parts to it. There's the mispronunciation. There's also the phonological difficulty. So they find it difficult to spell. They find it difficult to sound words. And I've got a little thing for you to try. So cannot see, right?
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yes. Okay. So if you can read.
Cannot see, right? And then after that, Angel, puts on her magnifying glass.
So I've just given Angel a set of nonsense words. That means they are not real words at all. And she is to read it. And
Of course they're real words. Balderdash is a real word.
Some of them is a rubbish word.
Ballyhoo, baloney, bambush, bilge, blake, blarney, bletherskate, brimborian, bugaboo, buncombe, bunk, bushwa, cack, claptrap. What is the point of this?
There you go. Those words words don't exist, but the earlier words, yes.
Don't exist.
Posh does.
And sometimes we use, so we want to see whether the person can actually sound their words or not.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's why you say nonsense words.
Yeah,
Right.
So try.
Which ones?
Try this word, and I want Glenn to...
Effutation?
Oh, okay.
Effusion.
No, the one on top.
Cod swallop.
Okay.
Cod swallop?
Oh,
You're a
not
cod
bad.
swallop.
Oh, wait. I'm just supposed to repeat what she says?
Yes.
You're a jabberwock.
Jabberwock, I love it.
And sometimes you do a little bit of taradiddle.
Taradiddling is my favorite.
Stop being a wuffy.
I'll tell you who's a wuffy.
Can you try this one?
Which one?
This one.
This one?
Yeah.
Nourish Keat.
Nourish Keat.
Go have your Nourish Keat to keep some nourishment.
Oh, this morning's breakfast was Nourish Keating.
Yeah, exactly. Razzmatazz.
Razzmatazz. I like that word. Razzmatazz.
Just in case the listeners thinking that we are speaking gibberish or Greek, these are nonsense words that do not exist.
Glenn is a galbunum.
Galbunum. You want to check out my galbunum?
I like your galbunum. Sorry, you can have the paperback.
See, that's why we are radio presenters, you see.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Which is true.
We are supposed to make words sound even nicer than they actually are.
Wow. But some people do actually struggle with it. So they find it very difficult to learn new words. They find it difficult to learn new languages. They cannot hear accents. So they struggle if, let's say, even a teacher or lecturer have a different accent or is from a different country. And they're not sure what the lecturer is saying, because sometimes pronunciation or enunciation or how they stress certain words may be different. And even with that difference, they cannot hear it anymore.
That must be so frustrating.
It is.
Actually, I want to take up an Italian course, actually. But I don't think I'll be able to handle it, though.
Why?
I hate like going into a class and finding it difficult.
They have one-on-one lessons online now as well. Yeah.
A nice Italian lady.
Yes, exactly. Yes,
okay,
of course.
you find for me.
I'll find one for you.
Okay.
Make sure she's about 25.
Okay, yes,
Dear
please.
me. In
Okay, Jerry.
any case, if anybody finds it difficult, this is a disclaimer, okay? Today's entire testing is not a formal testing. So you do need to go into a professional and go to either, a psychologist specialist who can do testing for you. They'll do the whole battery of tests, including IQ, achievement, and some of the phonological tests.
Oh, I'd love to do a test like that. I want to know what my IQ is.
No. So they will have an interview with you, they'll do the testing, and then they would have a report for you.
Okay.
You can look for you then.
They can.
Okay.
They can. Okay. Yes. So that is what you do if you suspect that you have, usually for the students when they suspect that they have dyslexia.
Okay. All right.
Last words.
Yes. And this weekend is Mother's Day. So I'm sending out this quote from Eleanor Roosevelt. And she says, a woman is like a tea bag. You never know how strong she is until she gets in hot water.
Oh, right. I can't believe she called women tea bags. That would be politically incorrect in this day and age. Let's steep her for a little while.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay, Eleanor Roosevelt.
Have you called someone an old bag before?
Never, Glenn. Never. I don't insult anyone.
I didn't say old bag. I said
tea bag. Much better. She's a tea bag.
She's an oolong tea.
Okay, thanks, Jerry, for coming in. Next week, we'll be back on the TV, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to get like a Samsung 75-inch TV for us.
And just put it behind there. Yeah, love it. Okay, let's do it.
All right, we've been speaking to Dr. Geraldine Tan from the Therapy Room.